What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. We are here for a long overdue start of the 40 Smith & Wesson Ammo Test Series. You guys have been asking for it, I've been slacking, but now it's here. For those of you that are new to the channel, we do something called Ammo Test Series. We take a caliber, 9, 10, 357, 45, whatever it is, and we go through a test series, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up until whenever we run out of options, I guess. But the reason we do that is because we're keeping everything in very controlled parameters. We do the same thing every time for each different caliber. We switch it up between calibers a hair, but we do the exact same tests with the exact same guns at the exact same distances in the exact same type of gel blocks and stuff every test, so that way it's consistent from 1 to 20. So like I said, today is the start of the 40 Smith & Wesson Ammo Test Series. This is number 1. We're going to start with an XTP 155 grain loading from Underwood. That's a jacketed hollow point. It has an advertised velocity of 1,300 feet per second. The XTPs are very popular. They're loaded in all kinds of cartridges, and they go at all different sorts of velocities and usually do pretty good. At extreme velocities, they will tear themselves up a little bit, but they're usually solid performers. A lot of companies actually load them pretty hot. Hornady is one of them with their Hornady custom line that will do it really well with the 10mm. I don't know about 40 Smith & Wesson. We're going to check that out later. But Underwood definitely loads them spicy, as long as the chronograph agrees. For testing today, we're going to be using the Smith & Wesson M&P 1.0 in 40 caliber. It's a 15+1 striker-fired polymer handgun. I believe it's very reliable, accurate. I like it a lot. It has 3-dot white sights on it, and it has a 4.25-inch barrel. Now, I know a lot of you would like to see other barrel lengths, and trust me, I like to put multiple barrel lengths into the Ammo Test Series. However, I don't have any other barrel lengths. I know they make 6-inch Glocks. I know you can get 3-inch, 2.5-inch guns like that. I just don't have them, and this will have to do for now. This is a 4.25-inch barrel, like I said, so this is middle ground. This is a duty-size gun. This is actually, a lot of these guns are police trade-ins, so this is what a lot of people do carry and have around, so we're going to go with this. We're going to be sending 5 rounds of ammunition through this firearm and into this target, hopefully getting it in the X-ring. This is called a B8 target, and this is what we use for all of our ammo accuracy testing. We're going to be sending those rounds through this chronograph to hopefully get an average of foot-pounds and velocity. Then we're going to move the chronograph to right in front of the gel to hopefully capture the velocity of the bullet as it enters the gel. As far as gel, we have 2 20-inch clear ballistics gel, 10% for a total of 40 inches of ballistics gel. I don't think we'll come out of the first gel, but just in case, we have a backup lock. It's been hit before, but that's okay. And here's my boring accuracy speech real quick. I do all my accuracy testing offhand. We don't use a table, a bench, a rest, anything like that. We're checking for practical accuracy, and in a real-life defensive situation, which is this is the type of ammo we're testing, is defensive ammo, we wouldn't exactly have all those luxuries to use. Testing explained, let's get to shooting. All right, we are 20 feet off the target, 15 feet off the chronograph. We have 5 rounds loaded up, and we're gonna see what happens here. We did get in the X-ring, and that is 1276. .1263, and I pulled that shot high and to the right. .1258. .1248. And 1274, I just heard the brass go way over to the left. They all ran, locked the slide back. Let's go take a look. All right, so I actually pulled 3 up here to the top. That's very unusual for me, totally honest. I got 2 where they're supposed to be at least touching enough. We can kind of like drag that one and make sure it touches. But anyway, they're all in the black. For defensive shooting at those type of distances, this is what I consider acceptable. Something about this ammo does drag me up here when I do something wrong. I felt one of my shots, probably this furthest one, I felt that go up there when I was just a little bit sloppy with the pistol in my hand. I didn't have a perfect grip when I had that trigger break. I can't explain the rest of them. I thought I had a good sight picture. I thought everything went okay. But I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more in there just to see where they average out, if they go up here or if they go down there. And truthfully, I cannot remember a time that I've actually taken extra shots for accuracy testing. It's not something I usually do. I'm usually pretty confident that they landed where they're supposed to land, or at least where I let them land. So this is weird for me, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. One thing I'm going to change up is sometimes it's really hard for me to shoot with shooting glasses, And I almost never shoot with shooting glasses doing this testing. I know a lot of people are going to freak out, but don't worry, you're on that side of the screen. And trust me, I have these really special, really expensive ballistic contacts for anybody that's worried about my safety. So the glasses have come off, the ballistic contacts are in. Let's see if I shoot any different, or if I can at least average a group out a little bit more. All right, we have 1281. And we have 1271. Let's go take a look now. All right, so 2 more shots. I've got 1 here and 1 here. So I move my top group to the left and I move my bottom group to the right. It doesn't make any sense for me, but I do believe that shooting glasses change a little bit down the sights. I could be totally wrong, but I don't know. It is averaging out to be this type of area. For me, that's acceptable. Is it something I'm really proud of? No, but let's move on from accuracy testing. Let's get on to putting these things in gel. So 2 more things I just have to touch on with accuracy real quick. These striker-fired polymer pistols, they're not 1911s. They're not competition race guns or anything like that. They're not accurized, if that's what you want to call it. These are duty firearms. This particular one, I have no idea what this thing's been through, what kind of abuse it got before it got to me, because it's a police trade-in. And then I've abused it after that, a little bit. So these guns, they're not tightly fitted like a 1911. There are things that don't always exactly reset to the perfect balance every time during every firing sequence. So there could be something mechanically different from shot to shot. That could be why we're seeing 2 different actual groups and they're not averaging out in the center. Or it could totally be my shooting, but it definitely could be something mechanical. Now at these type of distances, a lot of people would say that's a bunch of crap, and it might be. But I've personally found when working up different ammunition loads, I will get different accuracies at these type of distances. Speaking of that, when you do work up ammo loads, you usually, as a hand loader at least, and I'm sure the bigger companies do the exact same thing, you start out low and then work your way up to a pretty hot load, usually trying to get to your maximum. So you go to your minimum, your maximum, and you fire those rounds off and you try to find the most accurate level of powder or velocity. You'll find something that's pretty darn accurate. Usually that's somewhere in the middle to high ground, usually. When you get super high velocities, when you're pushing those red lines, when you're trying to get max, a lot of times the accuracy will fall apart. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it's something to consider. This is not light 40 Smith & Wesson. All right, now we'll get to gel shooting. All right, 15 feet off the gel block and chronograph. Let's see what happens. Nice hit, 1269. All right, there's our entrance, right where we wanted to, and then coming from the side, we do see a very nice wound track for a 40 Smith & Wesson. You can't deny that. That thing looks like almost a 10mm size, which, I mean, it is a 10mm, but power-wise, the projectile has landed at 12 inches. It has a bounce back from about 13, but very nice wound channel. It's got, you know, the initial part is, I'd say, probably up till 7 inches. That thing is pretty devastating, and then it settles down a little bit, but not totally. That bullet being nice and flat face now, it did its job. It opened up, pedaled back, turned into a flat face smusher, and that's what puts the brakes on and stops it where it is, but that's definitely a good energy dump. All right, same thing, just from a different angle. We see actually a pretty nice spiral pattern from that wound. And like I said, it doesn't settle down totally. It doesn't do the whole total piercing thing that some of these do. It actually keeps disrupting a little bit. And then you can see it is flat face opened up right there, resting at the end of its journey. So there you go, we got her dug out. We got the copper petals came back, and some of the lead petals came back with it, but some of them also lost themselves in the block. It does look pretty uniform, and then you see the smushed out mushroom top of the XTP. They do really good at keeping themselves uniform. You'll have the measurement and the weight up in the top. I don't think we lost too much weight, but looks pretty good. It doesn't look fancy like, you know, Rangers or Talons or things like that, but it's definitely just doing its job as a hollow point that smooshes out and mushrooms itself. Well, there you go. We got the information for that specific loading of the XTP in .40 caliber. Use that information as you see fit, and we're definitely going to get rolling on more .40 Smith & Wesson testing. We have a lot of ammo saved up. We're going to get to it, so you're going to be able to compare this to the other cartridges. Let me know in the comments section if you carry this in .40 Smith & Wesson or any other caliber. If you found this video helpful, if you enjoy this type of testing, maybe give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, and all that. That really helps us get the word around about our videos. We put a lot of time and work into the videos, so we like it when people get to see them. If you really think we're doing a great job and you feel compelled to help support the channel, we are on Patreon, and we do have the join button turned on so you can become a member on YouTube. Thank you for watching this video, and until we see you at the next one, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting.